Graceland, home of Elvis Presley, energy reading and paranormal investigation. I have another dark one for you guys today. He did not die in that house. Hear me out. But first off, quick disclaimer. If you're new here, my name's Ash. I'm a paranormal investigator and spiritual therapist. I carry out these investigations both remotely and in person. I can tune in to the energy of any location, object or person and pick up information that way. But these views are all my own, and do not listen to me. Do your own research and use your discernment. Okay, so first off with this reading, what was interesting was I actually got a lot of information through about Elvis himself. So first off, tune into the energy in Graceland. I seen a lot of activity in the basement. Looked like a basement in the property, and there was dark spirits lingering around there. I am showing these dark spirits kind of linger around there, and they feed off of energy because it's a tourist attraction now, so they feed off of energy, people coming in and out the place all the time. But there's nothing too untoward there. There's also earthbound spirits, and one of which being Elvis. So I did pick up Elvis being an earthbound spirit who returns to the property, and I'll explain more about that as I get into it. Okay, so with Elvis's death, I was shown that he did not die in this property. I was shown that he was unalived beforehand and then brought back to the property, and it being staged to look like it was accidental. But what I was getting through was it wasn't. So what I seen Elvis before his death. Basically, let's go right back. So I was shown that there is a generational curse there for alcoholism and addictions going down the bloodline in his family, and this is something that he was definitely affected by. I am seeing the cycle breakers as being his great grandchildren in that family line, so they are going to be the ones to break that cycle. Unfortunately, it wasn't Elvis. So Elvis, I was shown, was heavily into the occult. I was shown that he wasn't at first, but he essentially, in the term, sold his soul through the music industry, through Hollywood. He has soul contracts in place. He essentially made a deal, and I was shown that it was at a point where his career wasn't going so well, and he started getting into more occult practices. And the deeper he got into this, the more problems that was happening in his life as well. So, well, financially, he might have been okay. There was a cloud of darkness around him. He was just miserable, absolutely miserable. So when you make a deal like that, it starts to get harder and harder and harder. Now, what I was shown was he refused some sort of sacrifice, and attempted suicide to try and stop it all. He realised it had gotten too far with the occult stuff, and he was trying to get out, and he was trying to stop it all. So he did attempt suicide, and I was shown that as being a fail. And then there was people around him and his team who were working with these other people. I seen him having like a type of handler type of person. So there was people in control of him. Those people who were in control of him could have been the Illuminati, took him to some sort of lab place. So what I seen was him going to some sort of lab. I didn't see how he died, but then I seen them taking the body back to Graceland and placing it into the toilet, if I'm correct. Even the way he died, very humiliating. It makes sense actually to me that was more of a staged death. So I wasn't feeling the energy of him dying there. But whatever has been done to Elvis, he has not, in that lab or whatever happened, he has not crossed over into the light. So what I was seeing is he is now an earthbound spirit. So an earthbound spirit is a spirit who's trapped between realms, essentially. It's spirits who refuse to, for some reason, go towards the light. I was picking up a lot of fear, you know, with the things that he'd done in this lifetime, but there was also something done in the lab. Going back to the people who were in charge of him as well, I was showing him as being under mind control, having a lot of spirit attachments, dark spirit attachments and everything as well before he passed away. And I am showing him returning to that property, and that is somewhere that he frequents a lot. So if you're visiting there, prepare to see the spirit of Elvis Presley. So what do you think happened to Elvis in the lab? And let me know, as always, what you think in the comments.